Welcome to my channel guys. Today I am going to explain the movie Avatar: The Way of Water. Before starting, please do not forget to subscribe, comments so that I get motivated and upload new videos for you all. Please guys support me by subscribing and with your lovely comments. So, let's start. The movie start after north of 10 years after the occasions of the principal film. The film starts with Jake Soyle portraying his humble and tranquil life as head of the Omadakaya faction and raising a family with his significant other Neytiri, which incorporates his children Neteyam and Loic and his little girl Tuk, his embraced girl Kiri, brought into the world from effortlessness Augustine's out-cold Navi symbol, and a human kid named Bug, the child of Miles Quaritch, who was brought into the world on Pandora yet couldn't be shipped to Earth in cryostasis as a baby. While Jake can acknowledge Insect as a took-on child, Neytiri is doubtful of him given his human starting points. Nonetheless, every one of the youngsters blend and mingle well with one another, including Insect, whom Kiri is friendly with despite the fact that he is a human. Bug doesn't embrace his human legacy and feels more lean to Navi culture and customs. They have a typical existence until one day they notice an unusual star in the night sky. Sadly, they understand it's a RDA space transport with people getting back to Pandora to colonize it, raising another super working base once more, making critical obliteration Pandora. Among the fresh debuts in the boat is Colonel Quaritch, who has been cloned into a Navi body and with his recollections transferred from before his demise. Accordingly, Quaritch can't recall his death because of Jake yet is simply ready to remember the occasions before and his wrathful mission to kill Jake. To keep the RDA from taking advantage of Pandora once more, Jake drives an essential guerrilla activity against the RDA supply lines, debilitating them. In one of the tasks, Loic, who ignores Neteyam and is anxious to show what him can do as a Navi fighter, attempts to help Jake in fight, however is injured. Jake protects and trains him to not imperil his own well-being by being careless. That evening, while at the same time watching out for his injuries, Neytiri tranquilly reminds Jake to be not excessively unforgiving with Loic, to which Jake communicates his anxiety as a dad for the well-being of his youngsters. In the meantime, the retaliatory strike on the RDA supply lines doesn't agree with Quaritch, who starts a hunt mission to kill Jake. During a fun-loving endeavor, Jake's youngsters alongside Insect investigate further into the rainforest. Unbeknownst to them, Quaritch and his group are in the area investigating the site where Quaritch finds his human remaining parts. An attentive Loic sees their presence and rapidly illuminates Jake. An encounter follows and Quaritch's crew catches Jake's kids. Jake and Neytiri show up in time and free the majority of them, yet Bug is taken by Quaritch, who remembers him as his child. On board the boat, the RDA attempts to pressure data about Jake from Insect, whom rejects. Evolving system, Quaritch tends to Bug as his child and furthermore to make sense of more about the Navi in return for his opportunity on his side. Despite the fact that unhelpful and uninformed about Quaritch's genuine mission, Bug shows Quaritch Navi culture. Quaritch is additionally effectively ready to tame an Ikran flying animal as his vehicle. Realizing the peril, Insect's information on his whereabouts stances to their security and furthermore to stay away from another fiasco, Jake persuades a hesitant Neytiri and his family to exile themselves from the Omadakaya faction and retreat toward the eastern seaboard of Metkayana, a coral reef island whose group and way of life is adjusted to Pandora's oceanic environment. Jake gives his central mantle to his replacement and passes on altogether to Metkayana. Once showed up, they are welcomed by the family boss Tonawari and his better half Ronal, who is far-fetched of them at first. In any case, Jake makes sense of their circumstance and they are consented to remain and given cover. Despite the fact that a few tribesmen disparage Jake and his youngsters for their hereditary human legacy, the family learns the methods of the reef individuals, gaining the appreciation of them. Kiri is interested with the oceanic existence of Metkayana and fosters an otherworldly bond with the ocean and its animals, while Loic gets to know Siraya, the girl of tribe boss Tonawari and his better half Ronal. While adjusting to their new climate, Loic gets into a battle with Siraya's sibling Aoning when he pokes an unrefined fun at Kiri and him of their blended human genealogy. Jake reproves his child for his way of behaving. At Jake's demand, Loic gets back to apologize to Aoning and his companions. In any case, they tempt him to an outing into the region of a risky ocean hunter, the Akula, and leave him abandoned in vengeance. The Akula attempts to go after Loic. Notwithstanding, Loic is saved by and becomes friends with Payakan, a tulkun, a canny and pacifistic cetacean species whom the Metcaina think about their otherworldly family. Loic can speak with Payakan through marking and eliminates an old spearhead from the monster's right blade. Upon his revisitation of Metcaina, boss Tonawari, who became mindful of Aoning's deceiving of Loic, requests that the previous apologize to Loic. Nonetheless, Loic assumes the fault himself, winning Aoning's kinship. He is likewise informed that Payakan is an untouchable among his species. In the interim, out traveling to a branch off of the Tree of Spirits, Kiri joins with it to meet her mom, yet experiences a fierce seizure. She is recuperated by Ronal, yet when Jake calls Norm Spellman and Max Patel for help, Courage can follow them to the archipelago where the reef individuals reside. Carrying Insect with him, he seized a whaling vessel which is hunting Tulkuns to gather their mind compounds for making hostile to maturing cures. Courage starts to ruthlessly scrutinize the native clans about Jake's area, bombing that. He arranges the whaling team to wantonly kill the Tulkuns to draw Jake out. Loic intellectually connects with Payakan and discovers that the Tulkun was projected out in light of the fact that he conflicted with the methods of his species and went after the whalers who killed his mom. At the point when the Metcaina learn of the Tulkun butchers, Loic takes off to caution Payakan. He is trailed by Netayam, Sireya, Roxto, and Aoning. Kiri and Tuck spot them and join. They find Payakan being pursued by the whalers, and Loic, Sireya, and Tuck are caught by Courage. Kiri, Roxto, and Anning figured out how to get away from catch. Informed that their youngsters in harm's way, Jake, Neytiri and the Metcaina set off to defy the people. Courage powers Jake to give up, however seeing his spirit sibling risked, Payakan assaults the whalers, setting off a battle which kills a large portion of the group and fundamentally harms the vessel, making it sink. Netayam salvages Loic and Bug, yet is lethally shot. Jake faces Courage, who involves Kiri as a prisoner. At the point when Neytiri does likewise with Bug, Courage at first denies his child, however stops when Neytiri cuts Bug on the chest. Jake, Courage, Neytiri and Tuck end up caught inside the sinking vessel. Jake chokes Courage into obviousness and is safeguarded by Loic and Payakan, and Kiri calls ocean animals to help her save Neytiri and Tuck. Insect finds and safeguards Courage, yet passes on him because of his savagery towards the Na'vi and putting his objective to kill Jake's family over being his dad and turning into a decent man, driving him back to rejoin Jake's loved ones. After Netayam's memorial service, Jake and his family choose to forever remain with the Metcaina. Thank you for watching my video and do not forget to subscribe and comments.